The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
In January 2024, the consumer price index increased by 0.3% compared to the previous month, while the annual inflation rate amounted to 0%, according to the data from the National Statistics Office of Georgia, Geostat. With regard to the annual core inflation, the prices increased by 1.4%, while the annual core inflation without tobacco amounted to 1.2%. In January 2024, the average monthly cost of preparing one standard portion of Emiratian khachapuri increased, ranging between 6 lari in Batumi and 7 lari in Tbilisi, with an overall average cost of 6.62 lari, according to the ISET. This recent average indicates a 2% increase compared to the preceding month of December 2023, while examining year-over-year trends, the current price of khachapuri is 4.6% lower than in January 2023. The National Bank of Georgia, NBG, reports that Georgia received a record income from tourism amounting to 4.13 billion USD in 2023. In the last year, revenues from international travel have increased by 609 million USD. Last year, Georgia received the highest income in the third quarter, amounting to 1.4 billion USD. The country gained the highest revenues from Russian visitors, which exceeded 938 million USD. Natural gas transit has increased in the corridor of Georgia. In 2023, natural gas of 23.8 billion cubic meters was supplied through two existing pipelines in the country, which was 1.4 billion cubic meters, or 6.3% compared to 2022. In 2010, only 5.9 billion cubic meters of natural gas was transported through the pipelines passing through Georgia. In 2023, 21 billion cubic meters of gas passed through the Southern Gas Corridor pipeline, while around 2 billion cubic meters through the North-South Caucasus gas pipeline. This is The Checkpoints. I'm Elena Guangelashvili, author and the host of the show, and the Checkpoints team is ready to sum up business and economics week for you. The chair of the ruling Georgian Dream Party, Irakli Kobakhidze, has been nominated as the country's new prime minister at the party's Congress on February the 1st. According to Article 80 of the Georgian Constitution, Kobakhidze now needs a simple majority, 76 votes in total from all 150 members of the Georgian parliament, for final approval as prime minister. This means Kobakhidze will have no problem getting this approval, since Georgian Dream has a majority in the parliament. At the Congress, Irakli Garibashvili, the outgoing prime minister of Georgia, who had resigned from his post on January 29, was endorsed by the political council as the chairman of the Georgian Dream. All ministers remain in office except for Defense Minister Juansher Burchuladze. He is to be replaced by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Irakli Chikovani. Kobakhidze said Burchuladze had expressed a desire to leave politics for another field. Juansher Burchuladze said he had been offered the post of Georgia's next ambassador to NATO, which he would likely accept. What was new in business this week? On to Natia Taktakishvili.
Tel Aviv Airport Mimino will be launched from 2024, as Mark Grigushvili, commercial director of Lopetus Spa Resort located in Kakheti, told BMWG they don't know at this stage that the airport in Tel Aviv will bring any results in terms of tourists, but if the international flights will be fulfilled, it will grow tourist flows. Our dream is to have international flights in Tel Aviv. We have been talking about this for years and it will be a great achievement for us. Many tourist groups choose Tbilisi and the demand for Kakheti is very low, Ghlighushvili said. According to her, their hotel was operating with a 60% load last year, noting that high-spending tourist flows from Israel and United Arab Emirates are significantly reduced. The reduction will have a negative impact on tourists. Today, the hotel complex has 232 rooms and employs 350 people. The average cost of a hotel stay, including breakfast and VAT, amounts to $210 USD during the summer season. Eka Guelesiani, the founder of Hotel Paliani, told BMDG that the season has completely failed in Mestia. According to her, the reason for the failure of the season is infrastructural and electricity supply problems, as well as insufficient marketing events. The season has completely failed. There are no tourists. We have mostly Russian citizens who represent a low-spending segment. Swaneti has an electricity supply problem and the cable cars are often shut down. Consequently, fewer tourists come for skiing, Eka Guelesiani said. According to her, various achievements are planned in Swaneti from February, including championships as well as food festivals. So the hotel expects the number of tourists will grow. As Eka Guelesiani knows, appropriate work needs to be done in the direction of improving the infrastructure. The most important thing is to solve the road problem, which requires political will. The hotel's founder considers that the National Tourist Administration should work with more efforts to promote the tourist potential of Swaneti by next year. Homemade clothing brand Ninea was exported abroad late in 2023. Ninea co-founder Nino Lejava spoke about this in Women's Narrative. 2023 was quite busy for our company as we increased production and sales by 40% compared to the previous year. As a new line created with premium fabrics was also added to the production, and the most important and proud thing for us is that Ninea products are already sold in China in the Georgian showroom and also in one of the resort cities of Italy, said Nino Lejava. Ninea sells 500 units of sleep and loungewear. Product price ranges from 70 lari to 700 lari. Ninea is a Georgian brand created by three friends with personal savings, which has been operating on the Georgian market since 2017. Ninea currently employs 20 people. Mariam Devrisashvili, the communications manager of the social concept store Eski, is planning to increase the online sales. According to the communications manager of the Alliance, it's planned to develop in the direction of e-commerce and create an online store this year. In 20 square meters, Eski managed to distribute more than 550 items on the shelves in such a way that customers can find interesting items from even 5 lari. We also have expensive products and the price reaches 250 lari. Devrisashvili says Eski appeared on the market in September 2022 and is the first place that unites the products of social enterprises operating in Georgia in one space. The store already hosted more than 2,000 customers. The store sells more than 350 handmade items from 25 social enterprises. Winery Chelti is working on the expansion of exporting markets. Anna Mirianashvili, co-founder of the family winery, told BMDG. According to her, the wine industry is actively working on the development of exporting markets, and its portfolio currently includes more than 27 countries. Last year, we entered the monopolized market in Sweden. This year, we are going to enter Norway. We are actively negotiating with the Great Britain and South Korea for a long time. We also want to increase the exporting area in the USA, where Chelti already has 2 stores, Mirianashvili says. The winery produces 400,000 bottles of wine per year. Chelti has been operating in the market since 2001 and its exporting portfolio includes more than 27 markets. Herbier, producer of packaged greens and vegetables, is summarizing 2023 as the founder of the company Zurab Janelidze told BMDG. Last year was more successful for Herbier than the company expected. According to the founder of Herbia, the company finished last year with a significant growth. As Zurab Janelidze explains, the company can sell more than 2,000 tons of greens per year. It was a very good year because 2023 exceeded our expectations. Before the pandemic, we intended to double our sales. Last year was not exception. There was an increase of up to 32% not only in sales but also in primary production. As for productivity, it implies the sale of more than 2,000 tons of products. This is almost 40% of the exporting volume, says Zurab Janelidze. It should be noted that Herbia farm is located in Tskhaltupo Imereti region. Georgi Kushashvili, the founder of Wooden Cottages Hillside Khazbegi, declares that they plan to add a new catering facility and arrange entertainment spaces late this year. According to him, at this stage, Hillside Khazbegi includes 3 cottages and can host 15 people in total. As for the price of accommodation, it starts from 200 lari on average, which is determined by the season and the number of people. We are going to build a restaurant as well as arrange entertainment spaces in which about 80,000 lari should be invested. The cottages are about 80% occupied. Last year, the most active months were July, August and September. Most of our customers are tourists, namely from Saudi Arabia and Asia countries. Kushashvili says. According to him, snow is an important challenge for the region as roads are often blocked. As a result, bookings are cancelled and operation of the cottage becomes difficult. Hillside Khazbegi has been operating in Septepansminda for 1 year. Eka Asatiani, the founder of the platform PlasticWatcher.g, creates unique design items, bags, raincoats, hats, table covers from plastic waste and sells from the same platform. At first glance, it's hard to imagine that they are made from discarded polythene bags, t-shirts, banners or plastic bottles. I put a lot of work and intellectual research into it because I want to excite people and make them think that it's possible to create beautiful things from waste, said Eka Asatiani. PlasticWatcher.g already has its own chain of donors who collect waste for Eka, including her friends, strangers, companies and organizations. Despite the fact that PlasticWatcher.g is a small business, I can perceive PlasticWatcher.g as a business, and on the contrary, it's an emotional exchange rather than a financial source. In this way, I express my heartache and try to make others think, said Eka Asatiani. The average cost of item on PlasticWatcher.g ranges from 100 lari to 150 lari, and the delivery of item purchased from the website is free worldwide. Archil Gobadzishvili, founder of wooden toy manufacturing enterprise Dadari, declares that the company plans to increase production by 40% this year. According to him, an international toy exhibition will be held in Germany this February, where it's expected that they will start cooperation with new business partners and expand exporting markets. Demand for wooden toys is growing every year, both in local and international markets. We cooperate with German partners who sell products throughout Europe. However, after the international exhibitions, we assume cooperation with new European partners, Gobadzishvili said. The company imports paints from Germany while wooden materials are purchased on the local market. Last year, the wood producer brand Dadari had to increase the cost of the product by 30% due to the increased expenditures. The wooden toy manufacturing enterprise Dadari has been operating in the market since 2018 and currently has 2 branches. The main branch is located in Tbilisi and the second branch will be opened in Zugdidi this year. Greenway Academy has been established in cooperation with Greenway Georgia and USAID. Partners of the project include Global Leader for Technical Inspection, Aplos International Association CETA, and the local organization Technical Inspection for Safety. BMG's general producer Georgi Sakadze conducted a sit-down interview with top managers of Greenway Georgia, Aplos and CETA, which we can watch together right now.
So today we have a pleasure and opportunity of interviewing several key individuals, several key international individuals, let me say so, involved in Greenway's new international partnership. If you remember, this one was evaluated and developed through the Greenway Academy Training Center, which was an initiative born in collaboration with USAID program called Employers for Vocational Education. And Greenway Georgia is a core partner of this program in Georgia, and it aims to address critical technical assistance, inspection challenges in the country with diverse expertise, and our guests, I'm more than sure that they will share very much valuable insights and expertise on the partnership goals, progress, and the future plans. Of course, I will begin with the General Director of Greenway Georgia, Mr. Vakhtang Gebitashvili. Vakhtang, thank you so much for being with us. We've announced a few weeks ago, I think it was in our morning show, when we discussed and you announced about this exciting, let me say so, international partnership. The Greenway Academy, established through the USAID program, is moving to an absolutely different and new stage. Could you elaborate on the specific nature of this new stage and what is involved in this and what has been evaluated already so far?
Thank you, Georgi. Once again, I want to announce that Greenway Georgia founded Greenway Academy, Training Center Greenway Academy. The main goal of this project is that we will level up PTI standards in Georgia, and we want to implement European guidelines and their experience in our market. With this project, Greenway Georgia is moving to a new stage of development, which is very important for us. Within the framework of this project, we have already created unique training modules for our inspectors. Also, we have done video guides, which is very new for Georgia market. And also, what is the most important and innovative for Georgia, we create platform, online platform, academy.greenway.g, which is online platform for this training.
Okay, Vakhtang, if I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, the main challenge and the need was for qualified human resources. That's why the Greenway Academy was established, and at the same time, of course, in the technical assistance field. And as a new stage, what strategies exactly do you have to place to address this challenge in further develop the Academy's training capabilities?
For Greenway Georgia, one of the main problems for Greenway Georgia is that very high outflow of professionals, as in many sectors in Georgia, we have such problems. In whole industry, turnover ratio more than 50% in last 2 years, and this is a dramatic percentage. And that's why, and the main reason for what we did this academy is that to develop new professionals for our whole industry. This is not the project for only Greenway. This is project for whole industry.
Whole industry. At the same time, a few weeks before, and right now you mentioned about the importance of partnership in this project, the international one. Could you share some details for those organizations from the day first who are involved in this partnership about this, about their conditions, how to help for Academy's further development?
Of course, in such a large-scale project, the international partnership has a great role. We are very proud that our international partners are USAID Let's Skill Development Program. Also, our strategic partner since 2018, is A+. The leader company in PTI industry, which is operate more than 70 countries worldwide. Also, our strategic partner is CITA, Association of Vehicle Organization, governmental and non-governmental organization. And what is the important? We have also local partner, Tech Inspection for Safety. This is non-governmental organization, which includes more than 70% of total PTI market of Georgia.
Oh. While mentioning CITA and A+, let me move to the importance of the membership within CITA for the Georgian companies. Mr. Edward Fernandez, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Thank you. Could you be so kind to explain the significance of CITA's membership? And as Mr. Abitashvili mentioned, it's not only about Greenway Georgia, but about the whole industry itself. So how important it is and how it will impact to its further development.
So CITA is the International Motor Vehicle Inspection Association. As a non-profit association, we have a worldwide scope, so members from all around the world. And which is very important is that our membership is bringing together the authorities, the government, so the public bodies in charge of vehicle inspection as well the private companies. Target of CITA as organization is to become a platform in which experts of vehicle inspection, they can share their knowledge and their experience. So we do believe this is a key factor for members to learn from each other. Vehicle inspection, it's a quite complex matter. There's not an approach of one size fits all here. So having the possibility at one way to learn from each other experience and knowledge, and at the same time to make available experience and knowledge to other members, it's extremely important.
At the same time, you're very much aware about the technical inspection reform, which is taking place and we're just going through in Georgia. Which specific aspects of the reform, Mr. Fernandez, do you think that we might be focused on? And at the same time, we do have some samples worldwide where Georgia can speed up with a more qualified reform, which will make our efficiency even more remarkable worldwide. We've seen other reforms already done in other countries.
The most important aspect for vehicle inspection schemes is governance. Vehicle inspection, it's always a governmental, a public activity that in many cases can be outsourced on private companies.
So awareness is crucial.
Awareness is crucial and governance is crucial. So, and this is important. Any kind of reform must take that into account. And the governance very much focused on all stakeholders. So on the owners and drivers of vehicles, so you have a law that says that vehicle must be inspected, that needs to be fulfilled, and as well regarding those giving the service of vehicle inspection. So this is crucial. So even if the activity is outsourced, the control must be on the governmental side, otherwise this doesn't work. So those are the important subjects regarding vehicle inspection. There are many good examples around the world where this has been fulfilled. We have not only in the traditional countries dealing with road safety and being the examples of road safety, we have examples in Costa Rica, we have example not far away from here in Turkey. In Costa Rica, the very consistent vehicle inspection scheme reduced car accidents by 40%. In Turkey, their inspection scheme reduced fatalities by 15%. So, I mean, why not to get inspiration on those systems in order to make Georgia another success case in this field?
At the same time, portion of the education, besides awareness and things like that, and let's move to the core issue of our meeting related to Greenway Academy itself. Consider the effects like economic effects, impact, improved safety standards and workspace development. At the same time, deficit of the human resources worldwide, where Georgia is not definitely unique country. What do you think, what opportunity creates such a unit and project like Greenway Academy is?
That project is extremely important. And it's extremely important, first of all, because of its institutional approach. We have an international development agency, USAID, putting resources, putting interest in activity related to road safety and environmental protection, which is out of their traditional scope of development agencies, because development agencies, they work very much on infrastructure. This is an excellent example. I wouldn't say the first, but one of the first, in which development agencies, they put effort in the, let's call it, the soft part of road safety and environmental protection. Indeed, the academy itself is very important in order to have available the necessary labor resources to do proper inspection, but as well it's a key factor on the harmonization of the inspection itself. We were talking before about governance. So one of the targets of governance is to make sure that inspection is conducted in the same way all around the country. So in that sense, by definition, the academy itself, it becomes a key element, a vital element to ensure that harmonization and at the same time providing the necessary resources to conduct that inspection, not only today, because vehicle technology is progressing quite fast, but as well to make sure that we have that structure in order that vehicle inspection is able to follow the pace of vehicle technological development in the next years.
Hans, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you that I've been
I'm
here.
very much aware that Applus as a worldwide leader in technical inspection was from the day first involved and played a vital role maybe in establishing Greenway from the very beginning. Can you describe the nature of the initial trainings provided in Spain and at the same time how that collaboration has evolved over the time?
Let's say, talking about the history, how Greenway, let's say, and Applus come together in the tender. I have been very long time here in Georgia and following up the situation on vehicle inspection, let's say the time when the passenger inspection has not been here elaborated, and later on the initiative of the government, let's say with the new tender, setting up this new scheme for the passenger vehicle. And at that time, I think a lot of know-how transfer has taken place from Spain with the European ideas of setting up vehicle inspection. And to, as Edward said, let's say level, let's say and rise up, let's say the quality and the service in the vehicle inspection program here in Georgia. In the beginning, let's say, you know, it's a very huge activities with a lot of people involved. And we started the Train the Trainer program. Train the Trainer program means that a certain amount of people, at that time, I think it was about 8 to 10, let's say coming up over to Spain, who gets for 1.5 months a very special training on how vehicle inspection has to be undergo and which are the key elements, let's say, in the vehicle inspection program in Spain. When I talk about Spain, that is part of Europe, right? That is clear. So all training content was at the same time European content on the training. This Train the Trainer program then, let's say, was transferred here to Georgia, and they are training, let's say, then amongst their group others, let's say, to fulfill the high demand of good qualified expert. At the same time, when they start the operations, we also started a mentor program. Means that experts from Spain come over to Georgia and accompanied, let's say, our colleagues, our Georgian colleagues in their daily, let's say, business and the services. Let's say, to be aside when question arise about how failures has to be treated, when there has been questions on the process, if other questions has been there. And it was a success story, final end. Let's say, if you see, let's say, where Greenway is today, with the support, let's say, on the other side of Applus.
At the same time, while we are talking about the history of the relations from the very beginning, we do have some new stage where we have farther field of the development. Where do we stand now so far? And what are the main goals in this existing relations and cooperation with Greenway, taking into consideration the technical inspection landscape, let me say so, of Georgia?
Look, when we talk about, let's say, the partnership and let's say the future of the partnership, as Edward rightly said, the technique is rising in the vehicle inspection program. If you look into the dramatic change of vehicle technique and processes in the past years, that is a challenge, let's say, for the whole industry. We as A+, we have a very huge experience and a worldwide experience in how to treat and how to face, let's say, the upcoming demands of the market. And that is something we would also further on share with Greenway. If you look to the Georgian market, this is not, let's say, a closed market. It's an open market. Let's say every vehicle, let's say, which you see in Europe, in China or somewhere else, is also coming, let's say, to Georgia. And then we are talking another day, let's say, on battery cars, on electric vehicles, on autonomous driving. We talk about the assistant secure systems, let's say, in the cars. That is things, let's say, which we have to face and also Greenway has to face in the future. And therefore, the initiative, let's say, of Greenway together with USAID and our support from A+, to found this academy, that is, as Edward said, let's say, a key factor, let's say, in the future demand and facing, let's say, the issues which come up.
In the field of technical inspection, this question goes both to you, Hans, and you, Edward. Technical inspection reform and how Georgia is moving forward. Is there something unique what we are following in Georgia, or we might be more efficient, speed up with reforms, and at the same time do, based on the successful cases, Edward, you mentioned that Georgia could strengthen its knowledge at the same time and speed up with the reforms and make things in time more efficient. What do you think? Or it's just a road where, as other countries, we should go from A to B and that's the timeline? I think all the reforms have some timeline, but whether it is in good hands, we might speed up with efficiency as well. What do you think? Edward, please.
Well, first reaction from my side on that is that so far Georgia has been done and Greenway an amazing work. I mean, since 2018 to now, I mean, it's already quite fast what has happened here. I mean, when I talk to other experiences, for me, this is always needs to be something to get inspiration, to get the experience of other countries. But we cannot have a copy-paste approach. And there's a clear reason for that. Vehicle inspection has two sides. It has the technical side. Vehicles are relatively the same all around the world. Of course, the last Tesla is not the same that 25-year-old whatever. But all them, they have four wheels, they have a steering wheel, they have brakes, so this is relatively similar. What is very different depending on each country and sometimes in every region is the society where this needs to be implemented. So we have the technical part, more or less standardized, but then we have the societal part, which depends on each country. Therefore, at one side, it's good to get inspiration. So what have other countries done to achieve where they are now? But at the same time, that needs to be processed in order to get the local solution, the Georgian solution. Again, the key factors for that is always keeping in mind that governance. Okay. That governance and other factors to take into account. And then the Academy is a very good example of that is harmonization. So that needs to be fair for the citizen. And the Academy as well helps to have some degree of flexibility in that sense that the standards today for sure are not going to be the same standards that in the future because the vehicle technology progress, the inspection technology changes. So with the Academy, you have the structure to convey that knowledge to the inspectors that at the end of the day are the the actors here playing the role of the reality in all this scene. So, of course, the faster this update is done, the better, because this is going to end up in the reduction of fatalities and crashes on the roads. This is going to have an impact on the better air quality. Anyhow, because everything I have seen so far, I very much believe that Georgia is going to become one of the benchmarks in the development of vehicle inspection schemes.
Wow.
I just can take up, let's say, the words of Edward. Let's say, the initiatives, let's say, what we together, let's say, have started as Greenway and A+, and the initiative of USAID today, let's say, will give Georgia, let's say, and his vehicle inspection industry a localized setup of the vehicle inspection. Let's say what we are doing, what we are always try to support to Greenway is we have the know-how. Yeah. We give the know-how and ideas, let's say, to Greenway. What they have to do is
know-how and knowledge.
Know-how, knowledge, yes,
I think yes.
Quality services, ideas, experience, whatsoever. And Greenway is taking it up in a very good manner and transform that in, let's say, the local demand and into the local needs. And we talk about future and the academy. When I look to Spain at the moment, we have, let's say, established now virtual training classes for our experts. So we do not take them together at one location for the whole training and everything else. That can be now done, let's say, partially in the stations or at home. Let's say, whenever the expert has time to undergo a training, he can use, let's say, these virtual training classes. And another thing is, let's say, we are also using HoloLenses today, let's say, for the training, for quality issues and everything else. So additional ideas, let's say, perhaps for the near future, which can be transferred to Georgia and also into the academy. And one other issue, let's say, which I also would highlight is the academy itself. It's not only for Greenway, it's for the whole Georgian PTI system. And the know-how transfer is also not, in this regard, not only for Greenway, that is for the whole country.
Whole country. And country as an opportunity, Vakhtang, as Edward has mentioned, might become a benchmark. Benchmark within the region and whole world in the vehicle technical expansion system. So I think Greenway Academy will play a crucial key role within the awareness and all the things you mentioned during our interview. And what can I say? Good luck with it, with your partners. And
thank you very
many
much.
thanks to USAID and that program involving in this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Binance has promoted Kirill Khomyakov, its Central and Eastern Europe General Manager, to regional head for both CEE and Central Asia. In this role, he will work to enhance Binance's product delivery, growth, education initiatives, fiat channels development, and user experience. Kirill's appointment is in line with Binance's focus on building a local presence, demonstrating a commitment to trust building with users and fostering strong partnerships in these key markets. Having previously served in various leadership roles and proving his capabilities at Binance since 2022, Khomyakov, with his deep understanding of local markets, is set to guide development across 14 countries. Here is BMG's interview with Mr. Khomyakov.
Hello, I'm Nargis from Business Media Georgia. And today we're going to have interview with the Binance General Manager for Central and Eastern Europe, Kirill Khomyakov. Nice to meet you. Thank you for accepting our interview request.
Sure, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
What's this Binance doing in Georgia in terms of supporting government initiatives in establishing regulatory frameworks and obtaining licenses to operate in the crypto sphere?
Yeah. So first of all, we are in the very good contact with all the Georgian regulators. I don't know if you've seen it, but our new CEO, Richard Tech, one of the first countries he has visited as the new CEO was Georgia. He was in your country in October, and he met with all the leaders of the government bodies and agencies who are responsible for the regulation. So we very much support what Georgia is doing and leading the region. And I'm sure that this will have a positive impact on growth on the entire cryptocurrency industry. So we are working hard now to be fully compliant with MiCA, the regulation that will happen and is happening right now in Europe. And we are already compliant with the EU standards for the prevention of the money laundering and financial terrorism. We have a lot of registrations in Europe, and we continue to be committed to collaborate with all the regulators in the world, including Georgia, of course, because our goal is exactly the same. Binance goal and any regulator goal. Our goal is to protect users and make the clear rules for all the stakeholders of the industry, for the users, for the crypto exchanges, for the partners, and for the regulators. This whole thing is having one goal: to protect the users and make crypto safe, transparent, and accessible for everyone.
Thank you for your answer. So you already touched the point of frauds or some manipulations, let's say.
Yeah.
But I will also want to look into this, but from the different perspective. Currently in the online space, I mean the media, social media, many bloggers or individuals involved in cryptocurrency are opening their own courses, offering mentorship into crypto, some of whom are eventually accused of fraud. What do you think about these types of courses and platforms where people are taught about cryptocurrency? I mean, do they increase interest in cryptocurrency or conversely decrease interest because it's tarnishing the image of the cryptocurrency?
Depends, right? I recommend to use the trusted sources only, because you are right, there is a lot of fraud, and everyone who is watching any educational video or any engaging video need to understand that all the influencers, they are doing this video on purpose, whether it's on purpose to be a referral to the exchange or be a referral to the specific coin, but there is always, some sort of the commercial background behind it. So what I can really recommend to all our users and not users of Binance, just the listeners and the viewers of your media, is something that I can be 100% sure of, which is the Binance Academy. That's our educational arm, and it's totally free of charge. So it doesn't have any commercial element. We don't take any money for these courses, and we already help like thousands or maybe millions of people already to get the knowledge and to explain them the risks and the benefits and educate them in crypto. So Binance Academy is available to anyone who is using Binance platform. It doesn't necessarily require any trading or deposits. You can just register on Binance and start seeing all this information free of charge. It has articles, glossary, video lessons, interesting quizzes and exams to test your knowledge and to test yourself, different webinars and the workshops. So basically you can read if you like it more, or you can watch the animated information like a series of the cartoons. So I think it was more than 27 million users who used Binance Academy. So that's what I definitely can recommend.
So the Binance Academy is open for everyone and from each country? Yes?
Absolutely, in the local language, yes.
Oh, great. Can you tell us more about Binance cooperation with governments in the development of legal regulation of crypto assets?
We touched base a little bit about that, so I can just repeat it. So really into this to help governments for free of charge, because our goal is the same, right? The more we help, and the faster the regulation happens in every specific country, the more safe it is for the users, and this whole process moves the crypto adoption forward. So this means more people can safely use crypto, and Binance basically can support them. So our goal is the same, and we are the most regulated exchange in the world. So from all the other exchanges, we have the most number of the licenses and the registration. And this is not just our benefit, but we treat it as our obligation to the industry, this to provide this combined experience that we have from all the countries and help the regulators that are just starting this process of implementing the regulation to advise them the best practices, the taxation options that's available in the world, how to regulate it, who to regulate it, etc. So we are always we are always open to partner with the regulators and share our experience and our experts to drive the industry ahead together. So in conclusion, Binance collaboration with the governments are built around mutual respect, understanding, and the shared goal of promoting security and the regulated use of the cryptocurrency.
So this was a perfect conclusion, and what was my last question. So thank you very much for the interview and for your detailed answers.
And that's all for today. We will meet next Sunday, 11 a.m. sharp. Before that, follow us on BM.G for more business and economics news and outlook.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.